Welcome to Pastor Andrew's Inspirations. If you enjoy these videos, please click on the red subscribe button below and the bell for more. Welcome to our online church, a congregation made up of many from around the world. No offering is necessary. Subscribing and watching videos will keep us alive under God's watchful eyes. Today we will be talking about biblical names starting with H, part 7. This part will consist of 3 sections, section A through C. Hamutal continued. The Babylonian Chronicles allow the fairly accurate dating of the imprisonment of Jeconiah and the start of Zedekiah's reign. And they also give the appointment year of Nebuchadnezzar's successor, Amel-Marduk, or Evil Merodach, as 562 or 561 BC, which was the 37th year of Jeconiah's imprisonment, according to 2 Kings chapter 25. These Babylonian records linked to Jeconiah's reign are even with the fall of the city in 587, but not in 586, thus sustaining Albright's date. Yet scholars who accept that Zedekiah's reign should be calculated by attainment reckoning continue to adhere to the 586 date. Zedekiah, whose name at birth was Mattanyahu or Mattanyahu, was the third of Josiah's 4 sons. His 3 brothers were Eliakim, born 634 BCE, Shallum, born 633 BCE, and Johanan. Hamutal, the daughter of Jeremiah of Libnah, was mother to Mattanyahu and his younger brother Shallum, while Zebidah, the niece of Pedaiah, was mother to Eliakim. Shallum replaced Josiah as king of Judah under the name Jehoahaz. Shallum was replaced by Eliakim under the name Jehoiakim. Jehoiakim was replaced by his own son Jeconiah. Nebuchadnezzar II deposed Jeconiah and installed his uncle Mattanyahu on the throne under the name Zedekiah. Zedekiah was the last king of Judah before the kingdom was captured by Babylon and the people banished. Hamutal in films. In 1998, Jeremiah, played by Vincent Regan. 2012, Amazing Love, the story of Hosea, played by Herzl Toby. 2013, The Bible Episode 5, Survival, played by Samuel Collins. Hanamel. Hanamel, or Hanamel, in Hebrew means grace from God. Hanamel was a cousin of Jeremiah, from whom the latter bought a field at Anathoth in Jeremiah chapter 32. Hanan, also known as Ananus, Ben Ananus, or Hanan ben Hanan. Annas ben Ananus or Ananus ben Ananus. In Hebrew, Hanan ben Hanan. In Greek, Ananos son of Ananos. Many used Ananias. In Latin, Anani Ananus or Ananus Filius Anani. He died 68 CE. He was a Herodian-era high priest of Israel. In Jerusalem, Judea province, he was the high priest who ordered the execution by stoning of James the brother of Jesus, or James the Just. According to the surviving manuscripts of the Antiquities of the Jews, a delegation sent by citizens upset over the perceived breach of justice met Albinus before he reached Judea, and Albinus responded with a letter informing Ananus that it was illegal to convene the Sanhedrin without Albinus's permission, and threatening to punish the priest. Ananus was therefore deposed by King Herod Agrippa II before Albinus's arrival and replaced with Jesus ben Damnius. Ananus was one of the main leaders of the Great Revolt of Judea, which erupted in 66 CE. He was appointed as one of the heads of the Judean provisional government, together with Joseph ben Gurion in late 66. In 68, Ananus was killed during the inter-rebel civil war in Jerusalem. Josephus, in the Jewish War, considered Ananus unique in his love for liberty and an enthusiast for democracy, and as an effective speaker whose words carried weight with the people. Hanan. Ananus, who, as we have told you, already took the high priesthood, was a bold man in his temper and very insolent. He was also of the sect of the Sadducees, who are very rigid in judging offenders. Above all the rest of the Jews, as we have already observed, when therefore Ananus was of this outlook, he thought he had now a proper chance to use his power. Festus was now dead, and Albinus was but upon the road. So he gathered the Sanhedrin of judges, and fetched before them the brother of Jesus, who was called Christ, whose name was James, and some others, or some of his companions. And when he had molded a charge against them as breakers of the law, he brought them to be stoned. But as for those who seemed the most reasonable of the citizens, and such as were the most uneasy at the breach of the laws, they detested what was done. They also sent to the king Agrippa, desiring him to send to Ananus, that he should act so no more, for that what he had already done was not to be vindicated. Nay, some of them went also to meet Albinus, and he was upon his journey from Alexandria, and informed him that it was not lawful for Ananus to gather a Sanhedrin without his consent. Whereupon Albinus complied with what they said, and wrote in anger to Ananus, and threatened that he would bring him to chastisement for what he had done, on which King Agrippa took the high priesthood from him. when he had ruled but 3 months, and made Jesus the son of Domnius high priest. The present learnt agreement is that the text is authentic. After Ananus was disposed as high priest, he continued to exercise leadership under the guidance of former high priest Ananus ben Ananus. They, the Sanhedrin, urged the public for support against the radical priestly zealots. As these persuaded those who officiated in the temple sacrifices to accept no gift or services from a foreigner. Later, he marshaled recruits to fight the zealots, resulting in the zealot temple siege. While commanding the Jewish during the siege, Ananus was killed by the Idumeans. This was the biblical name starting with H, Part 7, Section A. Please stay tuned for Section B, starting with Hanani's story. If you like these videos, please click on the red subscribe button below and the bell for more. Adonai Nisi, the Lord, is our banner. God's blessings be upon us all.